We're here with this week's edition of the Fordham Ram Roundup with the women's soccer team and head coach Jessica Clinton. Jess, finish up non-conference play very well, won 3 out of the last 4. A good week last week with a couple of victories. What did you see as you finished up non-conference play that'll have you really motivated going to conference play this week?
We saw a lot of things start to come together. We saw their compete mode just jump. They were on an edge, which was very good, and they scored some goals. So that was the best part about finishing these last 3 or 4 games.
One player that found the score sheet was Emma Johnson. I know you guys have put a lot of stuff on her plate, as well as Brooke on that back line with the 2 new defenders out there. How have you seen her play develop as the season has gone on, kind of as a mentor to those 2 new freshmen on the back line and then finding the net for the first time?
Emma has come along. We all recognize that she's a very good player. We're asking her to do a lot more than maybe is outside of her comfort zone. We're asking her to go forward more because she can cause trouble, and you saw on the goal how much trouble she causes. So we're putting a lot on Emma right now, and she's handling it quite well. She's been a great mentor towards the younger players. She's not overly talkative, so we're trying to get her to talk a little bit more, but it will start to come. She knows what needs to happen, so.
Conference play, everybody's back to 0-0 as you start up against Richmond first on Thursday and then George Washington over the weekend. What are you looking forward to out of those 2 games this weekend here at home?
Everything is fresh now. Everybody is starting at 0, so it's a new part of the season, so we are getting hyped up for it because we've had a little bit of a break and some nice rest time, but we're getting hyped, and we expect everybody else in the conference to do the same.
All right, thanks so much, Jess. Best of luck this week.
Thank you.
On to our player review with the Fordham Ram Roundup with sophomore defender Emma Johnson. Emma, you find the back of the net for the first time last week against Manhattan College. What did that feel like scoring your first goal?
It felt amazing. I initially thought it was going over my head, so when I hit the back of the net, it was just a great feeling.
Last week, you guys pick up a couple of victories to kind of get some momentum going. You guys have won 3 out of 4. What does that do going into conference play this weekend to give you guys a little more confidence?
I think our confidence is just sky high right now. I know I'm really excited to play. The rest of the team, the energy is really high. So I think we're in a really good position for A10s.
You've really developed a little bit more. They're asking you to do a little bit more on the offensive side, as well as being a mentor to those new defenders on the back line. How have you seen yourself kind of develop into that role as a mentor for those new players, as well as to adjusting to a couple of new roles for yourself?
Claudia plays my side centre-back, so I think I've just had to be really connected with her, and Kendall also plays the opposite outside back, so I can bring what I know to her. And I think, especially the last few games, I've really been getting up more, which is what JC's asked me to do, and it's really, we've shown it works and we can get more chances.
This week you guys start A10 play, Richmond first, then George Washington. Again, teams that you occasionally see because of the rotation of who you're playing in the league. What are you guys looking forward to for these first 2 home games in conference play?
I'm looking forward to goals. Yeah, I think we're going to score a lot of goals, and it's going to be really exciting few games. Yeah.
All right, well, best of luck this week, Emma.
Thank you.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Fordham Ram Roundup. Special thanks to Jessica Clinton and Emma Johnson for joining us. Fordham Women's Soccer finishes up their 5-game homestand with their first 2 A10 conference home games against the Richmond Spiders on Thursday night at 7 o'clock and George Washington at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Both those games right here at Jack Coffey Field. Both those games will be seen on ESPN+, so make sure to sign up for ESPN+ to get all the A10 action all season long. Can't get here to the game or can't watch the game, Twitter, as always, at FordhamWSoccer, and FordhamSports.com has the live stats. For the Fordham Ram Roundup, I'm Scott Kwiatkowski, and we'll see you next time.